Alright, so today we're going to go into training mode, and I'm going to show off a few of the basic operations of the game, how to use a mobile suit on ground and in space. So, we'll try and show off exactly how all this works. Alright, so pretty simple. Use the camera to use the right stick to adjust the camera. Use the left stick to move your mobile suit. Relatively simple. Like I said, my fire button's R1. The default is R2. There are square is reload. We'll do that. R2 just cycles through your weapons, and holding R2 lets you go to a selection menu. So basic things. Let's go to a couple of important things to know. You get a damage bonus for scoping in. 2021. You get a damage bonus for crouching. 2021. You get a damage boost for doing both together. 2120. You get a higher damage bonus for being prone. 2120. And you get and you can stack the scoped damage bonus on top. 2219. Okay, yeah. This is a level 2 Zaku 1 sniper with Magella tank cannon. The Magella attack tank cannon, incidentally. Words! They are my enemy some days. Okay, yeah, press square to reload. Okay. Again, boost jump is X on my setup. You can press L2 to cancel out of a jump. Very useful if someone's anticipating your landing to attack you. The longer you hold jump, the more boost it consumes, but the higher you go. Eventually it just hits the maximum and you will jump. Some weapons can be fired in the air. The Magella top cannon cannot. Some weapons can be fired while boosting, but very few. The head Vulcans on most mobile suits can. I believe there's a couple of machine guns that can. But again, not very many weapons can. Okay. So, you'll notice let's talk about stun. There are a couple of different ways to stun people. I'm not sure if the Vulcans can do it, but we'll try it. Aggregated damage from a weapon will stun an enemy. From a machine gun weapon will stun an enemy. The head Vulcan does not have enough damage and ammo to do it. I think if it's based on damage and not number of shots, then maybe crouching will do it for us. But I think it's probably based on number of shots more than... I don't know. But either way, not all machine gun weapons do stun. Head Vulcans, as far as I can tell, just don't. But machine guns will stun if you manage to hit people enough times. And it is cumulative if multiple people manage to land machine gun shots. Okay, so a melee attack or a bazooka shell or most other impact ballistic weapons will stun like that. As you can see, it's a small, it'll keep someone still long enough to do something else to them. The Magella top cannon and certain other weapons, though, do a more advanced stun, which, as you can see, drops them to their knees. It keeps them incapacitated even longer. So, and the third condition you can cause with an attack is knockdown. There aren't a lot of weapons that cause a lot of ranged weapons that cause that, but your melee attack will do that. So your back and melee attack. Okay, time to fully explain how melee attacks work. Let's get rid of this guy first. Okay, so you get a different melee attack based on what direction you're pushing with the attack button. Forward, that's one. Left. Right. And every mobile suit, every weapon, has a different hard attack with back and melee. The Zaku 1 sniper has a fairly long shoulder charge, let's say. I don't want to use the term tackle because that's going to come up in a second. But it has a fairly long shoulder charge that will hit multiple things if they're in the right range, which in this case they are not, so oh well. Okay, so how to do counterattacks, because that's one of the questions I get most often. If someone is taking a swing at you with a melee attack, like I was just doing, if you can interrupt the animation with the triangle button's tackle, you will grab them and counter them. There's a bunch of different neat counter animations, but that is how that works. So that's pretty much the basics of combat for the game. But there's one last thing you'll want to know about, which is how to combo attacks. It can be done. It involves weapon switching generally, because your weapons do not tend to recharge fast enough to combo very effectively. So just for a basic thing I do with my Zaku 1 sniper a lot, hit with the Sturmfaust, switch to the Vulcans, and follow up while they're stunned. Let's see, can I do that? Yeah, I can change fast enough from the Magella Top Gun, which you'll notice has some pretty good splash damage, to follow up on that as well. So, the Zaku 1 sniper is not very good at transitioning from any kind of weapons fire to melee. There is a delay. But let's see how that works. I haven't tried it with the Magella Top Gun yet, so let's see. Fire, switch. Actually, that has potential, because they are stunned long enough that you can keep them still and downcharge them. There is a chance they could get free fast enough to intercept me and knock me down. But yeah, that's basically how all the combos in the game are going to work, which is switching from one weapon to the next in order to keep people still and do more damage. As you can see, the Sturmfaust, not really fast enough to like directly combo, but if you can keep people stunned long enough to get that Sturmfaust ready and transition into something else, it's not bad. It's not the best possible combo. Now, the combo I'm not showing, which I'll probably try and show off in the space round, I'll show you like the basic bread and butter combo of the game that everyone uses for everything. But let's see if this transitions well. I haven't tried this yet either. Sturmfaust, swap, Magella Top. Yes, that's fast enough to do something, and then you can keep attacking their legs while they are stunned. Now, let me show you something here. I'm going to do some extra leg damage. I'm almost out of time on this, but I'm not sure if yeah, see how the legs are sparking? This person's legs are crippled. If they try to move, they will move very slowly. If they try to boost, they will fall on their face. So those are the basic strategies of the game on ground. Aim for the legs, keep things stunned as long as possible, and keep racking up damage. That's pretty much how that works. So let's cancel out of that. Let's take the Gundam into space. I'll show you the few like little controls that are different in space and how to use them. And that will be it for today's video afterwards. Then tomorrow we'll get into how to set up custom matches and the like. Okay. Go to Haro, MS, Customize. Gundam, Equip, Space. That'll be fine. That's all I need. Talk to Carrie Cadbury again here. Go to Free. This is Space, as I said. Free practice in space. And we'll take the Gundam in, and I hope I left the beam rifle equipped, because I can show you something about those that's good to know as well. I did not, so I'll just tell you. Some beam rifles, but not all charge. If you fully charge them, they will do a little bit of extra damage, and they will stun. One thing to note, rather. Oh, and something I forgot to cover in the other one, but I'll do it as I go. But one thing to note is that some weapons, the Magella Top Cannon is one, the beam sniper rifle the Zaku 1 uses is as well. A lot of the support type weapons require you to hold still to fire. Other weapons, like the Hyper Bazooka here and the beam rifle, do not. Like charging sniper rifles, you'll have to stand still for. Standard sniper rifles, you can move around. Okay, so thing I forgot to cover is that you can get out of your mobile suit. In space, press circle when you are perfectly still, and getting out of that is how you go capture checkpoints. So I will cover pilot mode controls while I'm here, because they should be the same either way. But yeah, so Yeah, pilot mode, you can get out, you can capture checkpoints and go bomb a base. If there's time, I'll do that at the end just so you see how it works. Your pilot's tools, besides the combat knife. You have an assault rifle, which is not the best thing for damaging things. A bazooka, which can hit enemy mobile suits and stun them. A flash bomb, which can also stun. Wasn't close enough. But most importantly, a repair tool. On Earth, repair tools correspond to the same rules as any other weapon. When crouching, they do a bonus. Okay. So, having done that, so here's the differences in space controls. Instead of crouching, the crouch button makes you descend. The jump button makes you ascend. If you combine one of those with boost, you will move up or down very quickly. That works best when you're holding still. You will move in a nice graceful arc if you press descend, boost, and move at the same time. The Gundam has the dodge roll skill, as I mentioned in yesterday's video. So, for things that have a dodge roll skill, hold a direction, double tap, and you'll roll. Works the same. Well, it works on Earth or in space. As I mentioned, it also has the multi-part melee skill. So, there's a little bit of a charge forward when you melee in space that is not present on Earth, just because space is big and closing with things is hard. But, okay, so here is the basic combo for the bazooka stun lock that everybody uses for everything. Bazooka, switch to saber, 1, 2. Doesn't matter what the two shots are, if you just need to, if you want to keep following up with bazooka and, you know, try and circle strafe someone to death, do standard swings. If you want to stun them and get away, downswing and get out of there. Okay, so a couple other controls unique to space. If you press ascend and descend at the same time while you have boost, because it consumes it, you will stop completely. Beyond that, if you do that and press back, if you press back while holding those buttons, you will do a 180. Okay, so now let's show off the last of the major combat controls I have not shown off. Well, 2 of them, in fact. Yeah, I have time to do both. Okay, see that exclamation point? That exclamation point means that an airstrike is ready. To perform an airstrike, approach the point as a pilot, hold circle. Man, my throat's kind of raw. I've been talking for like an hour now. Okay, hold circle for about 10 seconds. It will show you where enemies are where all the enemies are on the map, which is useful in and of itself. It'll show you where your teammates are too in a full battle. Select a target, press circle. You will hear and see a countdown. On the map, you will see lit up the area where the airstrike or support fire is going to hit. If it connects with your enemies, whoever launched the strike gets the points, as you can see. But let's find the enemy base and bomb it. There it is. See that? Yeah, that red mark there. That's the enemy base. The blue equivalent is ours. So we're going to go over there. Oh, actually, one last thing I need to show you before we do. There are vehicles on the map. Most of them are for pilots, like the ball, which you may have seen over there. But there's also one on the space map for mobile suits. It is a mobile weapons platform called the Stagger. And if I can find it, I will show it to you. I am not seeing it. It's possible the airstrike blew it away. There it is. Alright. So you press... Where is? Ah, I was too low. Okay. Yeah. When this prompt appears, press circle to dock with the Stagger. Stagger is very powerful, does not have a lot of hit points, moves very slowly, and has a limited arc of fire compared to mobile suits. So it's a little bit harder to use. But what it does have, it has the beams. Yeah, it has a lot of beams. So that's that. They're vehicles you can get into as a pilot as well. On Earth there is the WAPA jet bike, which lets you fly around. Very fragile, but it's fast and harder to detect than a mobile suit. Here in space there's the ball. Decent damage from that cannon. And also has a tackle. So you can actually counter-tackle the thing if anyone tries to melee you in it. Okay, so we're going to go up to the enemy base. And the details of the enemy base are different on Earth and in space. but the mechanics are the same. So we're just going to get over there. If I can do it before a full minute, while there's still more than a minute left, that would be rad, so I can show off the whole process. Okay, 30 seconds, as long as I can get there while there's still 110. Okay, come to a full stop, eject, walk up to this exclamation point, and hold circle for 10 seconds. That you are planting a bomb on the enemy base. And if you see those glowing point values, that is the basically amalgamated cost of all the enemy mobile suits. You get 50 points for planting the bomb, but the enemy can walk up and press circle and defuse that. They have to hold in place for 10 seconds too. But if they... Basically, the best thing to do once you planted a bomb is find a nice quiet spot and lie in wait. When the timer hits 0, their base is destroyed, you will get the points. No one's going to show up, so I'll just get back in my mobile suit and cover one last mechanic. I can't show it because no one's damaging me. But if you are close enough to your base, and it has to be fairly close, it's about right here on this map. If your mobile suit is damaged, the base will repair it if you are completely motionless. So sometimes it's best to just go back there, and you can stack the damage or the repair you can do with your repair tool and the damage and the repair from the base. So you can get fixed up a lot faster if you have time to retreat to the base without, really inconveniencing your allies. But yeah, so you can see the enemy base is destroyed. I guess I should have watched the explosion, but you can see that there was one. A lot of smoke. And that is pretty much all of the basics of combat. There are probably some things I've missed, but that should give you a good idea of the mechanics and a good idea of how to start stringing combos together and things like that. So, that is the basics of Gundam Battle Operation 2. Tomorrow we will do one last video, which will just show you how to set up custom rooms. Thanks for watching the Gundam Battle Operation 2 Basics series. If this was helpful to you, please check out patreon.com/Flailthroughs to help support the channel. There's also a donation tier there for requests, so if you want to see a specific set of weapons and mobile suits, any specific combination in Battle Operation 2 or any other Gundam game I'm playing, a couple of bucks a month will do that for you. So, thanks again, and take care.